first expression we have today is, how's it going? When someone tells you, how's it going, that means, how are you? How's it going, Ahmed? I'm fine, thank you. Now let's go on to the second expression. Long time no see. So you see this being used when someone doesn't see someone for a really long time. So I did not see my friend for like 5 years, and finally I saw him. I'm like, long time no see. So that you say to someone when you haven't seen them for a really long time. Okay, and this one is pretty much the same, is what have you been up to? What have you been up to? So this one means, what were you doing lately? So it's the same as, how are you doing? And so the right way to answer this would be, nothing much. And then you ask about them and you say you. The fourth expression here is, how do you know? How do you know? So a boss is speaking to his employee and he's like, dude, congratulations. I hear you have a baby coming. And the boss says that, and the employee is like, wait, how do you know? Okay. And at which point the boss says, because I'm your manager. Okay, so we go on to number 5, and it is, that's a good one. So whenever you say a good joke, you will have this line thrown at you, and that means that's a good one, that's a good joke. Okay, number 6 is, thank you anyway. So you want to be careful when you use this. Okay, so what happens is sometimes you help someone, but you really can't. Like their car doesn't work, and you go and try to help them in their car, but the car isn't actually working. So the driver will say, well, thank you anyway. Thank you anyway. It means, I know you tried your best. The car did not work, but I want to thank you. So whenever something fails, you will say, thank you anyway. Our 7th expression is, thank you in advance. So you say thank you in advance when you ask someone to do something. So you ask your mother to, for example, wash your clothes, and then she thinks about it and says, okay. And then you say, thank you in advance. Now, in advance means, this part means like before the thing happens. So what you should do is, okay, I will wash your clothes. Thank you in advance. And when she washes the clothes and hands them to you, you will say, thank you. If you say thank you in advance again, she will say, you weren't focusing on your English lessons, have you? Okay, now this one is really important and has like a lot of usage, and it is no worries. So what does no worries mean? You use no worries when someone tells you thank you, and you try to say no worries, meaning, oh, don't think about it. It was easy. You should not be worried. Okay? 9, so you can use them when someone says thank you, or you can use them in any other case. The 9th expression is when you want to make sure that you hear something right. So you are at a restaurant and you say, I need 10 burgers. So that is a lot for you. And so the cashier, okay, he says, 10 burgers. Did I get that right? Did I get that right? And so what he's asking you is it really 10 burgers? And so you will say, yes. Don't judge me. Okay, now we will go on to the 10th expression, and it is, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that. Now, that is a very valuable phrase that you should learn because it makes you sound more native. Now, when someone's speaking and they're like, oh, how you been doing it? And so you can't hear what they said. So you're confused. What are you going to say? I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that. Or you can say, pardon me. Pardon me. Or you can say, sorry, I wasn't listening. So you can use any of these ways when you don't hear something and you want them to say it again, okay? Our 11th expression is, it doesn't matter. So don't get confused here and say, it. What is it? Okay, so when someone says, it really doesn't matter, it doesn't matter here means I'm not, no, it doesn't really mean that. It says, not to worry. Okay, and so you're talking to your very rich dad, and you just ruined his car, and you broke it into a million pieces because you weren't focusing, so you made a crash. So, Dad, sorry I broke your car. And he's like, oh, I'm very rich. He's going to say, it doesn't matter. I will buy a new one. The 12th expression is fingers crossed. And that is one of the cool ones because you say it and you actually cross your first two fingers, your index and your middle finger. Okay, so fingers crossed means good luck. I'm going to take my TOEFL today. Fingers crossed. Instead of saying good luck, you can say that. Now we can go on to one of the sadder ones. So you did not get a good score in that TOEFL. So you had a bad score. So your friends tell you, things happen. And because you did not study for the TOEFL, you will say, what happened? What happened? So the expression things happen is an expression used to say that bad things happen in life. So don't worry. So you can either say no worries or things happen, but things happen is more sad. Okay. Now we go to 14. Sorry to bother you. So I think you already know what that means. Sorry to bother you. So I'm teaching here, and my sister, she wants some help. And so she's like, oh, sorry to bother you, Muhammad. I know you're teaching. Okay, no problem. Our 15th expression today, and we are near the end, is where were we? And so this one is very important because sometimes you're speaking with someone and someone stops you, another person stops you, and so you don't remember where you were talking. And so you're talking about bikes, and then you do something, and then you come back, and I'm sorry, where were we? And so you should say, we were talking about the bikes, right? And it's a very cool way to say um, or to ask about where you were in the conversation when you were talking. 16 is, I'm sorry, you were saying. So this one is just like, pardon me. You did not hear what the person was saying. So you say, I'm sorry, you were saying. "17 is, lucky you. And so you finally get a good score. And so your friends will tell you, lucky you. Okay, now we go on to 18. And this is one of the sad things. And so, for example, you go up and your score is very bad. So you look at that score and you studied a lot. So you say, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Okay. "19 is, that's lit. And that's more common in the West Coast. So if you're in California and in that area, you will hear that more often. So that's lit means that's amazing. Okay. 20 is, there's no room for doubt. There is no room for doubt. You're someone is asking you something, and they're asking you, are you sure? Wait, are you sure? And you are very sure. What is something else that you can say? You can say, there is no room for doubt, and the B is silent. Okay. You rock. This one maybe not in your language. So you rock. And so telling someone that they're a rock isn't funny, but when you isn't good, okay? They can take it as something bad. But when you say you rock, that means you're amazing. And finally, our final expression today is, pull yourself together, man. So you use pull yourself together. You tell that to someone. Okay, so you look at your brother. Your brother is crying so much. And your dad is coming, and you do not want your dad to see your brother crying. And so you tell your brother, hey, stop crying, pull yourself together.